Christian values you grew up with? Is it difficult to navigate the industry with those same morals that you grew up with, and you have people that maybe don't abide by the same rules?
It can definitely be difficult to navigate, especially being a black woman, because there's this expectation that it's easy to exploit, the black female in some cases. And unfortunately, I have dealt with some of that. So I definitely have to work very hard to maintain and keep my focus despite the temptation there. I mean, there's like, what if I do or say X, Y, Z? Will it let me get ahead? There's that temptation there. Nobody's exempt from being tempted to do whatever it takes to get ahead. But because of my faith and my belief in God and just knowing that I either have to rely on Him completely or I'm going to try to do it in my own right. And that has failed every time. And y'all will actually witness that through Growing in Gospel, just my journey of being determined to do things God's way.
100%. Looking forward to about this project.
I think the transparency of all these youngsters who parents have been legends or are legends in gospel, and to see what they raised.
Do you think it's important for the gospel, for Christianity, to see what it's really like?
Absolutely. I think transparency is real, and I think the generation of today want that 100. They want that realness. They don't want no fake and phony. They want you to be 100 about your life, be 100. They want to know who you are. And I think with the children coming forth with their own walk of life, not so much what their parents walk and how their parents live. It's more so about what God is to them now and the grace of Christ that has allowed them to live the lives that they live today.
100%. Like being on the set with a heavy hitter like Will Smith for the first time.
Well, it was amazing. It was a lot of work. We did 6 months, weather, COVID. It was a difficult time, but we had a lot of fun.
I was listening to his interview with All the Smoke, and he was talking about how there was a lot of stopping and going on set and things like that. What was that like for you?
It was a lot because you had to stay in character, then you had to hurry up and switch back into reality. It was really difficult because with the film and with slavery, it was difficult to separate reality and film, but we got it done.
Is that something you have to practice as an actor, being able to separate your reality from the character you're playing?
Most definitely, because I've seen multiple people on set lose it because they took it too serious and they mixed up reality and film. So you definitely have to practice it because it will hurt you when you're on set.
Last question, I could talk all day, but how do you keep yourself centered? How do you keep yourself from losing it?
But definitely you gotta stay prayed up. You gotta know exactly what are you there for and what are you representing and what story you're telling.
100%. Thank you very much, KJ. I love your suit, by the way.
I've been a pastor's kid my entire life, so it's no different from being a pastor's kid and a musician's kid, So I'm kind of used to it, and I think this journey is still incredible, and it's a little different because people can really get an intimate part of me. But I share everything on Instagram and Facebook, so it's really good fun and time to be a part of it.
You seem unfazed by this kind of stuff.
When you're true to who you are, the cameras and lights don't really faze you. So that's kind of what I am. I'm very vulnerable and I'm open with my audience already. On Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all of those things. So I think the lights and cameras is just another aspect to it.
So it seems like being true to yourself is a tremendous advantage for you. Do you feel that way?
Yeah, I think that's what everybody should have an advantage for. And have an advantage in life is to be true to yourself. Because if you're not, then when people meet you, they're like, oh, I didn't think you were that way. So I think, when people see this character who I am, they already gonna know, oh, that's
I'm a show that premieres, and yes, people call me the king of reality television. I have a lot of shows on the air, but this one is more special because it's from Detroit, which is my hometown, and to really dive into the gospel community, which is something I've been trying to do for so many years, but I could not have done without this cast, and you all are in for treats, because we're talking about rich history in terms of friendships, what it's like to be the product, the child of a gospel legend, icon. So they're talking about real life stuff, and you guys are in for full of surprises.
100%. What's the difference between doing gospel reality versus the other shows?
Well, look, in gospel reality, we still gonna talk about the Lord. And that's a very sensitive topic. big for the black community.
Yeah, 100%.
A lot of people think like, okay, Carlos, if it's about to be exploitative, messy, and it's none of that. It's honest and it's real. And I think a lot of people are going to enjoy that element of it. And I really can't wait for people to see it.
Do you think you're proving to people that we can show this side of gospel and Christianity in the entertainment industry without crossing any boundaries?
Absolutely, absolutely. We can definitely show the world that you can talk about the topics of Christianity and gospel and God and not have to sell your soul in order to provide good entertainment. And if it wasn't for this cast being so honest about their lives, this show would not have been with WeTV. And WeTV has been super great in a partnership to really make sure that this show is about their friendships and about their lives. They are not representing the black church.
Right.
They're not representing the entire gospel community. They're representing themselves, and I think the world's going to be proud to see that.
Thank you so much, Mr. King. I appreciate you.
So we're all friends, literally grew up together. Nikkia is my real best friend. Like, I used to spend summers at her house. Me and Elijah went to middle school and high school together. Like, we literally are best friends. And so that was the easiest part, the best part. The hardest part was just, I guess, living out traumatic moments in front of a camera. You know, because when you watch the show, you'll see some of the things that I was dealing with, and I had to do it on the show. So I'm so glad I had the support of my family and friends, and I know it's going to help somebody because I'm definitely on the other side of it now. But I'm just excited for it. I'm glad we're here. We're past all of that. We're done with the crying. It's time to celebrate, and I'm excited about the show.
So, as the role manager for the Clark sisters, is it difficult to separate Nikki, the niece and daughter, from Nikki, the role manager?
That's a good question. I try to separate it when it comes to my mom and my aunts because one thing for sure, I like to separate. I don't like calling them mom or auntie on the road. So I try to, balance that out and to keep everything business. But it's hard at times because we get into our personal moments where it's like, okay, auntie, what you need? And they fussing at me and then I'm fussing back at them. So it's just, it's a well balance. We're all happy family.
Looking forward to about this show?
I am looking forward to just the camaraderie. I'm looking forward to seeing the young people that I've seen grow up as a child, be coming into their own, grown, and still in gospel. I'm here for it all. Jay, Tasha, Elijah, and Nikki, I watched them all grow up. I'm here from Detroit, Michigan to support each and every one of them.
For sure, 100%. Thank you so much, Ms. Burns. Okay, so real quick, same come up as everybody else, same being raised, same environment, but you decided to go the path of secular music. Did that make you feel alienated from the rest, being that while your circumstances were the same, your path took a different direction?
I always wanted more. I feel like God is love, and I'm singing about love. You know what I mean? And I'm the one who always kind of was the rebel to push my friends to go to greatness. But I always wanted more. Growing up in the church, you know what I mean? I said to myself, you know what? I'm gonna go all the way. You know what I mean? Go outside the four walls of the church. So I went into the world, man, and I feel like you can still touch people without throwing Jesus down their throat. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm here today, man. Growing in gospel.
For sure. Do you think you can touch the world without getting lost yourself?
Well, I'm believing in a relationship. I have a relationship. I think
the Christian and gospel community will benefit from a project like this.
I think it's important to show that Christians are well-rounded. We're not all perfect, and a great man once said, we all fall down, but we get up, and that's what they're doing on this show. And yeah, I think it's important for the spiritual world, the religious world, and even for the secular world to see that.
So thank
BTS Queen. So I got a story for y'all really fast. So when we shot the pilot, I had the pleasure of going over the River Cold Home. And true story, Nikki and I met for the first time that day. She came up to me, we screamed, we were like hugging each other. Her mom was upstairs. This is how Nikki is. Mama, Carlos King is here. Come downstairs. I think to myself, your mom is Dorinda Clark. Calm down. Miss Dorinda comes downstairs. I fan out because she's an icon, a legend, and all that. Dorinda says to me, and I quote, she took my hand. Dorinda took my hand, and she said, I spoke to the parents, all of them. You are the only one we trust with our kids. Okay? No pressure, right? She said this to me. She said, you're the only one all of us trust with our kids. With that being said, my baby, you take care of my baby, okay? And I said, I got you, Mr. Linda, because Lord knows I ain't trying to disrupt down my life. But that goes to show you the love that we all have collectively for each other. And Nikki, I just want to obviously let your mom know, please, after the 6th episode, I hope she's proud. Yeah. I really, really do. But obviously, your mom is truly like one of the faces of gospel music. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, Beyonce church girl.
Hey, church girl.
What was your mom's reaction when you said to her, Mom, Carlos King got a show that he wants us to do with us, child?
Well, I can say because, of course, I'll inform you that I've always wanted to work with this man. But it was behind the scenes. I wanted to be on production set from all the years when we first started this franchise. And not knowing that it twisted up and that he, along with God, they had a different plan for me. So not only am I working with him, but he wanted me to be on the camera. So that right there was just but it was a different thing for me because of course I say I'm a BTS queen, but as well as not wanting to be in the forefront, I wanted to be on TV. I was just always laid back, reserved, observant. And it was just me and my passion of wanting to be in the music industry, but more so in the business aspect, not just singing. So yeah, the girl can sing. But, I play around with it. She's a good thing. Good thing. No, but so, yeah. But, and that's probably our song. But, yeah, so I just wanted to give you all, well, my mom, of course, you know after that. Like, when I told her, she was like, well, you've always been transparent, you always want to help your GTs, my good things, and my women's power, and letting them know your testimony. So I wanted to let everybody know that it's not easy being in the limelight. It's something that I was totally against, as I say, sharing the word with y'all. And I didn't mean that in a bad way. It's just that's how we were raised, growing up, and that's why I kind of geared to the like rebellion side of it because I didn't have my mother in my life as much. So that's why when you see us now, it's because of the relationship that was established from us being distant and so far away. But she was really behind me and wanted to support and letting you know that you're gonna face challenges, you're gonna face all these obstacles and things that you deal with, but then knowing that when God has in store for you, then there's nothing else that can be taken away. So that was pretty much.
Well, listen, I'll say this in closing. I am so happy and proud of the 6 of y'all. I know this wasn't easy. I'm from Detroit. I called the school bus, okay, to the church house. So I know how much courage it must take to stand on your own and say, I'm going to do this despite what my community may think. Because we all love the church. But we know the church can be judgmental, unfortunately. And y'all think Black Twitter is crazy. Go to a Black church. Okay? So it's the bravery, the honesty, the love that you guys have for each other is what is going to make this show a huge success. So once again, thank the 6 of you all for being a part of this legacy that we build. Thank you to Lauren, Ashley, Kat, Lisa, Stefano, everybody, Angela, Kingdom Reign family. And don't forget, Growing Gospel premieres every Thursday, 9 o'clock, 8 Central on BTV. Tell a friend, phone a friend, watch it. Yes. Watch it. You can also watch it on All Black.
On Monday.
On Mondays though, child, so make sure that you watch it on Thursdays like we all watch Monique and Darren on Love After Lockup on Friday. Because Breeann and Nikkia gonna give Monique and Darren a run for their money. Okay! Once again, #Growing Gospel. Tune in tomorrow, tell a friend, love y'all, and thank y'all for coming out to support the